All right, you guys are ready.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks, Derek.
Okay, welcome to the June 15th meeting of the Board of Riley County Commissioners. Let's stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public comment. I see no one in the chambers. Clancy, if you have any public comment?
I do not have anything to add.
Just ask the board to be okay to add me for just like 5 minutes to give you the assessed valuation to start the budget process, and then also what the revenue neutral rate mill levy rate is.
Okay, where do you want to add that?
Just at the end, if that's fine with the board.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's exciting.
I got other adjectives to use, but I'll just give it to myself.
Okay, this one, the thing.
Okay. So, Tuesday evening, I attended the Raleigh City Council. Updated them on the progress up at the ambulance station, poured the walls for the safe room yesterday.
Oh, they did.
Stuff's coming up out of the ground.
Yeah.
now. All right.
And don't have the load lumber, it's open by the end of the week, had a load of lumber there, but didn't there yet. And then we had a discussion about the 410 schedule. Wednesday was Flint Hills Veterans, the meeting was canceled, there were Flag Day ceremonies and the opening of the museum that on the 4th, that a lot of them were planning on attending. And so they canceled the meeting. And Wednesday evening, I attended the Randolph City Council, also filled them in on the progress of the ambulance station. We had a good discussion about the 410 schedule, the animal shelter changes being proposed, and the fairground task force. A lot of questions on each of those items, and kind of filled them in on the status of what. A lot of updating them on a lot of, hear rumors of what's really going on all those things. So that was good to get them all updated. And that was all I had.
Okay, Commissioner Ford.
Yes, Monday evening to start off with, attended the open social up on Fort Riley. Celebrate the reopening, the grand reopening. I want to put that after 5 years of plus of remodeling and COVID of the 1st Infantry Division and Cavalry Museums. It's good to have a chance to catch up with some people that I hadn't actually seen in quite some time, and get a chance to see the renovations and updates at the Cavalry Museum. They didn't have the 1st Infantry one open just yet, but that's okay. It was good nonetheless. We also heard from Commanding General at Fort Riley, John V. Meyer III, and was graced by the presence of a gentleman who fought in World War II and actually stormed the beaches at Omaha during D-Day, which I thought was amazing would be the exact word I'll use. So yeah, had a chance to see and view the Cavalry Museum before its official opening. I also wanted to say thanks to Mary Sue Moore, who paid for a couple of my lapels that I've been trying to find that were in the gift machine, gift place. Their little square machine that they were using went down, so I didn't have any cash on me. So I owe her $10. I'll get up there at some point in time and get that taken care of. But I'm looking for those for a while and I couldn't find them, and I saw them there and I was excited, then not excited, and then re-excited, and how it all worked out. So appreciate that. Tuesday afternoon, took part on an online survey with NACO as part of my appointment to the Community Economic and Workforce Development Committee. Start laying out legislative priorities and proposals for counties with the United States Congress for the rest of 23 and into 24. It was rather lengthy, but well thought out, and those answers and questions will be discussed in the whole during next month's annual conference and exposition that will be in Travis County, Texas, Austin, to be exact. Speaking of the Community Economic and Workforce Development Committee, we met yesterday via Microsoft Teams as part of our monthly meeting. And we had some opening remarks and recognitions by our chair, Martha Schrader, who's the commissioner in Clackamas County, Oregon. We heard from Matthew Summey, is Vice President of Strategic Planning for Impact and Inclusion from the Comcast Corporation. And Amanda Bergson Sherlock, who's the Senior Fellow of National Skills Coalition. They spoke on a new collaborative venture that they're working together between Comcast and National Skills Coalition on workforce and job training initiatives. Presentation number 2 was from Mary Griffin. She's the Executive Director of the Cooperative Development Foundation, and she discussed the resilient and community-owned housing model that should help advance equity as well as stability for low-income Americans, get into some form of housing. Actually, it sounded kind of like a formidable program. Going to follow up with the information that hopefully will be coming out on that in the next week or so. We got a legislative update from Julia Cortina. It's a legislative associate for our committee with the National Association of Counties. There's still some very intriguing things moving down the road. The biggest one down the pike right now would be the Farm Bill. And yeah, I don't really know at this point in time. Typically, that's the one that gets passed pretty easily across broad lines, and from an ideological perspective, hard to say what's going to happen here over the summer with that. That's just where we seem to be landing currently. So something to pay attention to for sure. And then lastly, we just kind of had an open dialogue from members across the country, just discussing programs and initiatives that they're working on in different places. And of course, attended this Good Morning Manhattan this morning, hosted by the Manhattan Area Chamber, the 4 Point Sheridan. Guest speaker was our CPD director, Brian Peep. He was originally slated to speak in February, but weather canceled that particular event, so he rescheduled to this month. And then we also heard from new CBB director, Marcia Roselle, and the new strategic plan they've been working on over the last couple of years and now have put into place and working forward. And that's all I've got.
Okay. Okay, well, let's see, Monday afternoon, I went over to the noxious weed department, met with Michael Boulder. We did a tour of the facility and grounds and hadn't been over there since they replaced the building.
Mhm.
It's
been a year.
So we visited about their work schedule and proposed 410 hours. They work on a hybrid schedule and it works great for them. And they do have regular office hours daily to accept recycled materials and hazardous waste. It was amazing to see all the barrels of hazardous waste, masses, and all sorts of nasty things that were there. So anyway, that evening I also attended the social at Fort Riley and toured the newly remodeled Calvary Museum. It was a great exhibit. I thought I want to go back and take my time and listen to everything. And they were, seeing everybody again. That was great. I couldn't go the next day to the opening because of being on in focus. So it brings me to Tuesday. I went on the In Focus show on K-Man. Shiloh Hager and District 1 Fire Director, Deputy Chief Doug Russell attended with me. However, Doug got called away on an emergency call right at the beginning. And so he couldn't stay. He was the only one on duty that day, I guess. So, and he was going to talk about emergency preparedness and with tornado season upcoming. And so we talked a little about that. But the main discussion, Shallow talked a lot about the 410 proposal. I was surprised, we only had like one caller that wanted to have information. There were a couple others that came in, but I don't know if they screened them, and I don't know if it didn't work out or something. But then after that, I came to the office, returned phone calls and emails, spent a short time with Craig Cox, I'm over ideas for the Keep project, and we did set another strategy meeting for this afternoon. But we're going to go out and meet with people directly. And then that evening, I attended the fireside chat sponsored by the Historical Museum, called it the Flight Coffee Shop. Kevin Larson presented a program on North County history, mainly the east side of North County and Randolph and all those, and how they were developed, all the different towns that aren't there anymore, and what they were and all the different churches. He's really good. There was a lot of questions, and he was able to answer everything just right on time. Really knowledgeable. Very interesting presentation, and it was really well attended. I guess the first one they only had like a little over 20 people. This one, the place was packed, standing room only, and had a hard time with the microphone system. So I guess they're going to be replacing that. So then Wednesday morning, the scheduled meeting at the health department was postponed till next week. So I did some household and yard work when I was heading to the office after lunch, but discovered a tire problem. Yesterday, took it in, had it repaired, and then it crept up again this morning on my way here. Apparently the tire they fixed didn't get all the way fixed, so I was able to move it. So, but they had rotated the tires, so it was on the different side. And I thought, oh no, another tire is going flat. But anyway, that's about all I have this morning.
For business commissioner.
Yes.
First item we have is, need a motion to accept the quote for one precast concrete box culvert from Person Concrete in the amount of $51,924.22.
I had a question on that. What does the poured in place cost as compared with precast?
It would be more expensive, so typically it's more expensive. With it being precast, our forces can put it in. With it being cast in place, you probably have to have a contractor come do it. Since they'll have all the form work and.
It takes a lot more time and you have to close.
Should be
the-
quicker.
Yeah.
Should quicker turnaround down along, especially for road being down.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I have.
Oh, okay. Okay. There's nothing else, then I'll go ahead and move to accept the quote for the one precast concrete box from McPherson Concrete, the amount of $51,924.22.
I'll second.
So moved and seconded to accept the quote for one precast concrete box culvert from the Person Concrete. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Need a motion, commissioners, for the tax roll correction.
Go ahead and make a motion to approve the tax roll correction.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the tax roll correction. All in favor?
Aye.
Chair, please sign. Commissioners, do you have any topics for the intergovernmental luncheon?
And nothing really pressing for that meeting, I guess.
It doesn't say who the presentation. is.
All attending,
Yeah.
Yes,
Clancy?
yes.
No lunch.
Okay, need a motion to approve payroll and accounts payable.
I'm gonna make a motion to approve payroll and accounts payable.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve payroll and accounts payable. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resign, please. How's that? Good. Good. Enjoy your lake trip.
Yeah, it was nice.
Good.
Weather cooperated, so.
Yeah.
It's a good trip.
Well, so the cool days here and it's gonna be 90, 95.
There is no reason any temperature should start.
What's better than the one? Right?
That's coming too.
Only by a little.
So nine's kind of a cutoff.
Yeah, nine to cut off.
It's.
Am I on two today?
No.
Oh, she's still working on it.
She's just giving them.
Wishful
Yeah,
thinking.
trade Didn't know that Lucida was actually the town. The road. Not there.
No, it's not.
Is there anything there?
No, it was, yeah, it was.
There's any changes to the minutes?
I didn't see anything on there. Okay, make a motion then to approve the minutes as written from the June 12th meeting of the Rattler County Commission.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from June 12th. All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
The tentative agendas, look, commissioners,
Okay.
any items for next week's press conference? Okay, commissioners, I think she had Mr. Holden up at 9:30.
You guys get that deal about a Zoom meeting,
About what?
payment in lieu of taxes,
I plan on doing that this afternoon.
What was that?
that payment in lieu of taxes for the military facilities.
Oh,
Trying to get something. We said, we get one.
Quarter property.
for Tuttle, don't we? But we don't get one for the.
The military.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Oh, I thought we did get one. And I know the one from Tuttle isn't enough to.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Oh, I will, here shortly going through budget stuff, because we have it on there and you'll see it on the budget development worksheet. It'll be on
okay.
there.
so they make a payment.
It's not significant. But every little bit helps.
Yeah.
Well, discussion centered around of doing that through the Department of Defense, so. I would think the Corps would be part of Department of Defense,
Yeah, they are.
so that might actually enhance that a bit.
I think you guys find this interesting. Mike Dodson stopped me this morning. Regarding it, one of the business owners out here that has accepted cars and he cleaned up and. Said he's been reading up on the Constitution and doesn't understand why counties don't have home rule constitutional.
Yeah, yeah. He sent us an email, he had some emails. Copied us on it.
Well, is he
He's figuring it
gonna
out.
pursue it? I hope.
Well, it's one of those, as a constitutional amendment, it will take 2/3 of both chambers. We were talking about that the other day, right?
Impressive, I would vote.
And then 2/3 of Kansas has to vote for it to put it in place.
No,
Correct?
I don't think so, but I
Okay.
haven't gone back and verified.
Oh, okay, that was the one we were talking
2/3
about.
deal was in, I know that is in both
Yeah.
chambers, but didn't think to go back and double check on that.
Told him the biggest hurdle was Farm Bureau, and so that's something he's interested in,
Well, it's Livestock Association, it's,
which is all related.
Right.
Why is it that they are? opposed?
They're afraid county commissioners will flex too much muscle over agriculture, which is not the intent.
no,
They'll block feedlots and stuff like that.
Which there's already a process for
Right, there is.
basically to do anything.
There is.
There's an environment.
Yeah. Get on the right side.
Get on the right side of it.
Yeah,
Thank
it helps to have a legislator invigorated about
Yeah.
a subject that you're in favor of, if they're willing to work. hard at getting it.
And she said constantly, what do you do like these things?
Give us our authority.
Untie my hands.
Yeah.
And like they emailed along.
In terms of,
Back
you
and
know,
forth with the
the
state.
property issues, I mean, you know, the Supreme Court has ruled twice on property related issues here, cases on appeals here the last month, and have basically voted 9-0 on both of them. You know, against local jurisdictions. So,
Well, so that's, it's better, the one was.
yeah, and that county really didn't handle that very well, to be honest with you, but the other one was over water, which I thought was kind of intriguing, given the dynamics. You know, that- It's also official. The Royals are actually our worst team in baseball.
What's the worst, is the worst start in history.
Yeah.
They've
18
had
and
some
50.
bad, they've had some bad seasons.
Yeah, usually April's just kind of a giveaway
Mhm.
for them. They're one of those teams, but if they stay there, that's not good.
They've got a starting pitcher who's 0-11.
They shouldn't have much trouble getting good tickets, then you're saying.
Well, if you notice, you know, this whole conversation about a downtown ballpark is kind of,
Well, I just heard something about that this morning.
oh, did
It's
you?
interesting that you said something, because I thought of you, because you made that comment the other day, but yeah. Yeah, there are some people that are kind of talking about that now,
Mhm.
so it surprised me.
That's pretty bad, you know, when the A's are tanking, you know, management and ownership's tanking that team purposely to get them out of Oakland. You know, the Royals are even worse than that.
Oakland's gonna dry up and blow away.
Oh, it already really has.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that the last professional sports franchise that's there? The one remaining?
Are the Warriors still technically there?
What they are, I mean, they go.
Yeah, they're right next to
Where they
the
are.
stadium there, in Oracle Arena.
I didn't
I
know
think
that's where it
they're
was.
moving to a different place too. I think.
Are they?
Santa Clara, San Jose. Must be hot in here. The projector's telling us so.
I'm told you so.
Got a couple months of this.
I'll spend all day working outside, this week doing something that I do not like, sitting still and sweating.
I don't know if you got my email, but I read that article in the.
Yeah, I
Times
did.
today.
Did get that email.
I didn't know that that's concurrent issue all across the country. You know, it makes sense, but I mean. Gentleman that was quoted in there, he's given a couple of presentations at KCCA.
Rick,
so,
yeah, I know Rick real well.
seems,
Rick Pifo.
Harvey County, right?
Mhm. That guy, he works his tail off on legislation for our association. You can't imagine the hours he puts in on. He does a really good job.
State ignores itself, talking about special education right now, the state's funding 65% of the cost of special education. And the state law requires 92%. But they haven't hit 92% since 2011.
So I say Clancy don't listen to this. They don't go listen to state law. Why would we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds familiar that they have laws, but they don't have to.
We have to force the school districts to use their local option budget.
Yeah.
And then wonder why property tax is so high.
and brag about having all the surplus.
I mentioned this morning on the radio, they're talking about some group having a meeting this evening at the Riley County Senior Center, Riley County Senior
Oh, I didn't hear
Office.
this.
Yes,
I heard that I came in.
What
Well,
did they- how-
I don't remember what it was.
I don't know if it was an error or if
It was some group meeting. It wasn't, well, it was somebody giving a presentation.
it was.
It was held at the
Riley
Riley County
County.
Senior
On
Center.
Fourth Street.
That's good. Well, we can see the park, Riley County's there. Couldn't that be what?
Are they? You do not fund it.
Well, it's the same thing.
A similar situation. So the city owns the building of Riley County.
Mhm.
Private funding.
So it's just
Mhm.
lost things. I think we ought to change the sign on that.
I'm fine with letting the city fund it.
Let's change the sign. of it.
It's interesting. These budget presentation, most city commissioners saying that, you know, they need to, which I agree with, you know, you need to capture the valuation of your growth that it can help pay for the services. But at the same time, they're in favor of housing program that doesn't allow you to capture that.
For 25 years. So tough.
How often the funding disconnects.
I think that's an emotion that connects.
Fine.
And just the whole housing issue just in general, I mean, it's kind of a. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it is what it is, you know.
Probably, maybe we just never saw it.
There's not one of those national steering committee meetings that we don't talk about housing every single month. Same thing yesterday, housing models. Nobody's got an answer. I don't know that there's truly an answer for it.
Well, something I think about that I'm thinking about is, yeah, you know, everyone says, well, look how few are out on the market right now. Look how few building right now. Well, they're doing it because interest rates are at this level right now, and they're not sure what to do. People are putting things out for sale right now because who's gonna buy high interest rates? So, you know, it's an easy target right now. So, oh, that would rush the interest. Much interest rates we got to 2-3%, and then see how many are on the market.
I thought,